Happy Mother's Day out there, everybody. Hey, Mom, how you doing? You gonna say something?
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yeah, you know what? That was not heartfelt. I just couldn't feel. I don't feel the love.
I saw my mother earlier today. Thank you.
I don't feel the love. Well, guys, welcome to Planet Wrestling. We are here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's put over the greatest show on earth, isn't it?
Coming up really quick.
You know what? Makes some people mad when I say that this is the greatest show on earth, but it don't matter because it's the greatest show on earth.
People get entertained, you get action. There's just the gambit of emotions when you come to Planet Wrestling.
And you know what? It is running high right now. It is on such a high right now because I'm running the show. I'm the captain. I'm the chief. Yes, it is all about me. Me and Wade Garrett. Wade Garrett and me.
Running roughshod.
You know what? I was watching some of the older videos, and I love it. When those guys would actually get up, and they would give an interview, and they talk like this, Daddy, and that, Jack and Daddy were the two things that they said. But let me tell you, we are running the show now. We are the top dogs. We are the big dogs, Daddy, as they said back in the 80s and the 70s. I'm gonna tell you, Wade Garrett with the heart punch, and you know what, me with the brains, we're unstoppable.
Wow.
Unstoppable.
Well, we were scheduled to have an update on Chief Iron Claw Eddie Pittman, and that is forthcoming. It's been a long road for Eddie. I mean,
you know what, you want me to give you an update? Huh?
Sure, go ahead.
There you go, right there. There's an update. Hey, that's a Chief right there for you.
Wow.
Let me tell you, Chief got hurt. Okay?
Yes,
Chief got hurt. You know why Chief hadn't said anything? Because it's been a long time since that man's been hurt. I saw fear in that man's eyes with that heart punch.
There was a lot of fear after the repeated heart punches from Wade Garrett. Unprecedented. I mean,
you know what? It's been a long time coming. Okay? It's been a long time coming. Fans, you saw it. I've gotten emails about how's Eddie. Let me tell you, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. Eddie basically had his fun. Now it's over.
Wow.
Now it's, it's all about business now.
Well, coming up, May 26th, Wade Garrett is going to be involved in a match against a mystery opponent.
Yeah. The mystery opponent, one of Eddie's big surprises, one of his blasts from the past, one of his buddies from around the way. Well, guess what? You bring them in, and basically we'll heart punch them out. That's all there is to it.
Wow.
We'll take care of business. We're going to send them out on a stretcher one by one.
Wow. Well, I've been on the phone with Eddie Pittman and the voice and the commissioner of Planet Wrestling.
Collarbone guy.
Elliot Wiggins.
Had his shoulder tore out of his socket. Why? Why did that happen?
He got involved where he shouldn't have.
He stuck his nose in where it didn't belong.
Well, nonetheless, I've been on the phone with him, and I do have some information on this mystery opponent. Now, due to contractual obligations, we are not allowed to specify who this is, but I can tell you this. This guy is Mr. Electricity. I mean, he's a first stringer. He could be a feature or a story of the year anywhere on the Gulf Coast. I mean, he has been a soldier for Gulf Coast Wrestling for many years now. I mean,
can you keep going?
If when you see him in the ring, he's brutal. He should be on death row.
Oh my gosh! See, that's seven. That's seven that you used right there. So basically, what you're saying is it could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
But see, I'm going to tell you this: I don't believe Chief Ironclaw's got any friends. So bottom line is, whoever it is, will get the same he got.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. You're talking about two of the best that the Gulf Coast has to offer: Wade Garrett and Bobby Dahl. With us two, we're unstoppable.
Well, certainly two of the most controversial figures in professional wrestling in this area.
Please.
Between you and
we
Wade
do
Garrett,
what we say, and then we say what we do.
Right.
True?
That is true.
Bottom line.
Also coming up on the 26th, we are going to have a return match. Ron Horn taking on one of the Rockets, Chris Rocket.
Yeah, you know that's as bad as I would say over the top as you can get. You don't know which Rocket it's going to be. When they sign their name on the line, they just sign it the Rockets. You don't know which one's going to show up. If both of them.
They might get in a fight on the way to the arena.
And those two fight like cats and dogs, huh? But you know, it could be both of them. You know, they could tag out. You don't know. There's a lot of room right there for error.
Yes.
You know. So anyway, yeah, that's always a good match. Anytime that you get Ron Horn in anything, I mean, you know what? Ron Horn is actually one of our guys that is on the road, 7 days a week?
Yeah,
I mean, this is what he does for a living. At most of the shows, you know what, that you see out there, you know what, the guys do it on the weekends. He is, you know, he actually does this for a living. This is what he does. This is how he earns his living. This is how he makes his reputation. So he's not coming to lose. On the other hand, the Rockets, they just enjoy beating people up.
Yes, they do.
They are two of the fightingest people. And I saw this firsthand. If there's nobody to fight, what do?
They fight each other.
They fight each other. I mean,
It's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen.
Fans, you've got to see it. These guys are nuts. They love to fight. Period.
I've seen it where they were arguing over who was going to fight the opponent.
Yeah.
They fought before they went out.
Yeah, you know what? You know what it was? You know, it was the last man standing was the one who got to fight.
Ron Horn.
It was great. It was great. I mean, these guys, they are a blast to watch, and they're also pretty funny. I mean, how that they can be comical while they're actually beating somebody up or actually beating each other up. But I mean, you know what? They are two tough characters.
Also coming up, we are going to have the Achy Breaky Kid with Sugar Lips.
Oh.
And this has escalated into a whole nother level.
Well,
with these repeated attacks on Sugar Lips at the hands of Maze.
Well, Maze has taken it, I think, a step too far because it isn't about the Achy Breaky Kid anymore. He has gone after Sugar Lips.
Right.
Okay? Why, I don't know. Actually, nobody knows. He has not said anything to why he's doing this.
He's been uncharacteristically quiet about it.
I don't understand that. But it has gotten to him because he's letting his anger take over.
Right.
And it's cost him 2 matches.
At the last event, people saw he was so obsessed with going after Sugar Lips, he didn't see Achy Breaky come up behind him and got crowned with a chair.
Yeah, and then in that big battle royal.
Absolutely. That's another prime example.
Yeah, he had the match won. He had both of those matches won, actually.
Yes.
But he had the battle royal one. Just totally lost his mind. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. But every time he gets around that kid, he just goes off.
It's weird. And you know, fans, you can see this for yourself. May 26th, Saturday night, the Loxley Civic Center, Loxley, Alabama.
Yeah, hey, you know what? This is the first Saturday night in, I think, 2 months.
Yes.
So it is going to be awesome.
Mark that date on your calendar.
Crowds are getting bigger every single show. You know what? Fans are getting rowdier.
Yes,
I mean,
they are.
it is getting like the old days. You know, loud. You know what? They're into it, and that's what's so much fun.
Speaking of which, I had a chance to interview a few of the fans at the last event, and I actually interviewed Granny. She said she could take you, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, she wants me. So
well,
she
so
thinks
you have said.
She thinks she can take me anywhere that she wants to, but you know, I've got my standards. You know, I mean, you know what? Granny's hot. I got her. I mean, she's a feisty old bird.
Right.
But hey, first off, you can't blame her. I mean, you know, the power draws the women.
Is that what it is?
Age is totally irrelevant.
Okay.
I would rock Granny's world, you know that.
I have no doubt in my mind.
Amen. You know, so there you go.
Well, you talked about the increasing crowds, and I have to think it has to do with the caliber of athletes, which brings me to Akuma Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Guess what?
What?
One of my jobs as the owner / CEO / booker, a man of many faces, man who wears about 100 hats. You know what? Les Thatcher was the man of 1,000 holes. I'm the man of 1,000 hats. I've got this student, okay, who got cocky with me and said that I'm ready. I'm ready.
I remember.
Okay.
Nick Mason, wasn't it?
Nick Mason. You know what? He's a good kid. Got a future, but a little bit you know, I would say trying to rush everything. So I'm throwing him in there, you know, because that's what we do. You know, we give these kids a shot. Well, guess what? Guess who he has? The 26.
You're going to put him in there with a Kuma Okoye?
Oh, yeah.
Good grief.
If you think you're ready and you want to run with the big dogs, you got to jump in there with the pit bull.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Akuma Okoye, the nightmare. I mean, that guy scares little kids when he walks out to the ring.
Yes, he does.
I'm just wondering what Nick is thinking. And Nick doesn't even know about this.
Wow.
But, Nick, you just heard it here. That's who you're facing, bro. And, you know, I can't say that I didn't warn you, but I did. You know?
There you go. That'll give him the opportunity to try and prepare for the beast that is Akuma Okoye.
That's right.
What else do we have coming up the 26th?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff coming up on the 26th. Vision.
Vision.
Vision's going to be there. You know what? The fans are really taking to her.
Yes, they have.
But I've gotten a phone call from somebody that was highly upset.
Really?
Nick Bondage and his valet, his
Alexia.
manager. What is she?
Alexia.
Yeah, I understand that.
Valet / manager /
Okay, well, anyway, somebody called Vision the first woman of, actually, PW.
Wow.
Alexia says that she was there way before Vision was. And she's got something to say to Vision.
Wow. So Alexia has beef.
She got a lot of beef.
Wow.
So I don't know what the whole deal is, but she says that actually she has something in store for Vision.
Wow.
So
Well, so far, from what I've seen from Vision, she has proven herself to be a worthy adversary in the ring.
a Vision goes way back. I mean, actually, she's a tough girl. And you know what? That's what the fans love up there. They actually love all of the tough women, you know?
Absolutely.
So, you know, that's going to be very exciting in itself. But I am looking forward to Bondage. He called up and since I'm back, okay,
Right.
his actual suspension has been lifted.
Right. For those who don't remember, he was suspended for using that taser gun on Party Girl Justin Stone.
Well, I think he actually did the right thing because
Right,
Stone's out there dancing around with the crowd. You know what? I didn't authorize that. You know,
Well,
so
the crowd seemed to love it.
you know what? It was Justin Stone.
Well, yeah,
You know,
he is a
give me a
party.
break. He's a party.
Well, nonetheless, go ahead. You
he
were
got
saying.
fired up that night, didn't he?
For lack of a better word, yes. Yes, he did.
By Mr. Electricity himself, man, Nick Bondage. Well, you know what? They're gonna tie up.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? They're gonna come back and actually, you know, Bondage has a big score to settle because he didn't like being tossed out, and yet Stone said he didn't like being tased, which I'm sure that's not the first time he's ever been tased. Oh, give me a break.
Well,
You know what? The guy's from New Orleans.
right? And
You know what? The guy's probably been tased 30, 40 times.
well, I have
this
to
year.
say, Justin Stone is all about the party, but I have seen him actually switch gears and get mean, dirty, and nasty in the
There
ring.
is no doubt he's a tough opponent. Okay, and I'm really looking forward to this because this is a main event. You know, I mean, like anywhere you go.
Yes.
I mean, these two don't like each other, and that's the best thing about Planet Wrestling. Fans, I'm telling you, it's unlike anything that you've ever seen. Everything ought to be in a cage. That's how wild it gets.
Yes, it gets a
You
little out of
can't
control.
contain it in the ring.
Also, somebody conspicuous by their absent, Dirtbag Daryl. Is he returning anytime soon? Since this is the new regime here, and maybe you can answer that.
You know what? He called, and I was not in, and I need to call back Dirtbag Daryl. I would imagine if I asked him to just come back, you know,
He'd fire up the pickup truck and...
he'd fire up the little Yugo and calm down.
Oh, come on.
What? What?
You got a message.
What's that?
Hey, from Monica. She says, hurry up and just do the show.
Hey, Monica. Hey, you know what? Just go eat some more chicken. All right.
If fans know, we are taking live questions as we're doing this, and some of them I can't repeat, and some of them we will, so...
So then I think we need to, just take a break right now?
Yeah, we'll take a
just
break.
Come back?
All right.
We're back.
Yes.
On a great Mother's Day edition.
Minute video.
You know what?
What?
I just had dinner with like my mom.
Did you?
Sure did.
All right.
It was good food. You know what, man? I made her cook for me. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
She's supposed to,
I guess so.
right?
We have another question, and James Robbins wants to talk about the titles.
Oh,
at
the
Planet
titles.
Wrestling.
Okay, titles are coming. Let me tell you what we're doing with the titles. I don't want to be like everybody else, so I'm having, with the belts made special. I'm having Planet Wrestling belts made. Okay, takes a little bit longer.
Right.
We are gonna have basically 3 titles as of right now. Okay, which will be tag team titles, and also we're not going to go with a heavyweight champion. We're going to go with an actual Planet Wrestling champion. Okay,
Right.
We're not going to do a world champion because that's kind of cheesy because we're in Loxley. Okay,
Tiny people do that.
We're going to have basically one overall champion, and that's
Okay.
going to be for our show.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
so they are coming. Okay.
So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, and yet they'll look good. Trust me, they'll look good. What else you got? Anything else?
I just want to touch, when people come to our event, make sure you go to the Main Event Cafe. Visit the good people over there. The lady that runs it's a little crazy, but just bear with her.
You know what I've heard, that she got good food, a little bit grumpy,
Yeah.
a little bit on the, what you can always tell really what actual day she's having, but because her hair, if it's all fried out, she's in a bad mood.
Right.
Right. And if it's pulled back,
You're
she's
okay.
all right. Yeah.
All right.
So you need to watch out for that.
Yeah, but when you get a chance, go visit the Main Event Cafe. Great food, great people, great prices. Check them out.
There you go. So, oh, and also with us, we are going to have posters for sale. We are going to have T-shirts for sale. We are going to have Planet Wrestling stuff for sale. People have been asking for that. We've got it now.
A few people have asked about the Stretch a Yarder shirts. Are there any more available?
We've got some of those left. Come on down and get them. Price has gone up they are at $15 right now. Come on out and get them. So those are going fast, by the way. We've had to make some more of those. I also would like to just say something about Bob Liddell.
Yes.
Okay, because this is the actual 1 year of his passing, and what, I was really good. Let's see, I was tight with Bob. Let's see, I was friends with Bob back in the old days. Okay, and I really do miss that guy, and that guy did so much for indie wrestling. Okay.
Whether anybody wants to admit it or not.
You know what? If you loved him, if you hate him, the guy would put you over all the time. Now, the guy might have taken you off of his board every now and then.
Right.
I got yanked off a couple times.
I did too.
You got yanked off a couple times, but he always put you back on, didn't he?
Yeah. If you and Bob Liddell were to get into it, it would be forgotten as quickly.
Yeah, it's so what, Bob's passing was just a big. Let's see, how can I say? It was a big blow to me. It was a big shock because, what, the man was almost like a brother to me.
Right.
So.
And it made me think about the last time we talked before he passed. I wish I would have been more,
You know what? There's a lot of things, but that all of us wish after. This was after the effect, after the fact. But what the fact is that Bob had really did a lot for guys who would have never been put over otherwise. And so all of these little guys out there, that just talk bad about Bob. Bob would have put you over too. And so if you love him, if you hate him, what, the guy's an icon in this business, and everyone's going to remember Bob.
At the very least, take a minute, think about him, remember him coming up here. Was the actual benefit show we did was on the 21st.
Yes.
So just take a few moments, tell a funny story about Bob, about some of his stories.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Oh,
there's a bunch of them. So hey,
And the one good thing came out of it is the seed for Planet Wrestling started at that benefit show.
That's true.
So
that's true.
So we're gonna put on a great wrestling event in memory of Bob. I think that would
one
be
of
the
my
best
fondest
way.
memories was Bob was the one who actually started selling knives at indie wrestling shows.
Oh.
You would see Bob over there pushing his knives and his throwing stars
and brass knuckles
and his sword. Now the good thing about Bob is that if you didn't have a gimmick, if you needed the gimmick, then you just go to Bob's table and buy it.
Right.
I bought countless brass knuckles at Bob's table, and then and I'd use them in the ring. that's a good thing about Bob. The other thing, though, was that Bob would supply the fans with actual weapons, and so
Yeah.
that started with Bob. That was, I mean, that was something we had to kind of talk to him about.
You actually ran a tab with him.
And my kids would just love to buy stuff from Bob. I would owe him money after every show. The other thing is that the first time I ever saw like a Bobby Doll clock or either a Bobby Doll checkbook cover was on Bob's table. Now, granted, I didn't ever see a dime off that stuff, and that's everybody's big complaint is, well, Bob sold my stuff. Bob got you over. There are people with a Maze underwear that basically would have never had Maze underwear if it wasn't for Bob Riddell.
And I remember Bob back from the PWA days. I mean, just selling lizards.
He was at every show. Oh, he actually made that character.
Yes, he did.
He had made
Milo the Brat.
Put him over with them lizards. I mean, Bob was a smart man.
Yeah.
Bob was a fan, plain and simple. He was a fan that just loved to get involved.
Yeah.
So he had a heart as big as he was.
As much as me and him argued, at the end of the day, both myself and Bob admitted we enjoyed it. Enjoyed the good, healthy debate. So.
You know what, Bob would live for that stuff.
Oh.
Bob would love to get into, probably my favorite in the world was him and the Silver Fox arguing back and forth.
That was epic. That went on for a long time.
That was a shoot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was funny because they would get into argument, and yet then they'd make up. And then about 2 weeks later, they would fight again.
Yeah, it was like two dogs fighting, and they separate, and then I actually saw Bobby Wilson in the little of the downtime, and he came over and said, "We got him on the run, don't we?" And I was like, I am not about to get drawn in the middle of it.
And, if those two really could have gotten a ring, man, that just would have been great. But anyway, I don't think that, let's see here, like indie wrestling on the coast will ever be the same.
No.
Also want to throw out some really big praises. There was a really big show that had happened over in Crestview.
Yes.
Yeah, great show. It was the
SWA.
Yeah, great show. Heath did a great show. Had a lot of people there, and that was Heath's, I think, last show. Heath. Basically, man, what, all of us are going to miss you. Yeah. What, you had really did a great job, and you really know a lot about basically just putting on a show, man. So what, thanks for like everything that you did.
Absolutely.
So
I also want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. We
got some great sponsors.
First and foremost, Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, wonderful people. Putting our flyers in every bag that actually goes out. You just can't beat that.
And we can't thank them enough for it. And also, Little G's Cajun Market.
Have you ever been there?
Yes, absolutely.
What a wonderful woman that is. When I actually see, she doesn't come to the shows, so she doesn't know to hate me. Okay, right. So she loves me when I come in.
Yes.
I mean, she. I will say this: as you walk into that place, not only do you see some of the best food, period, but you get just such a warm kind of, what am I saying, like a greeting.
Probably
she just makes you feel like home.
Probably the best customer service anywhere on the coast.
Great place. You need to go by and then just check it out. Anything that you want Cajun, she's got it. Okay, and we can't do anything without Ken's Radiator Service. Ken actually wears, I would say, more hats than I do.
Just about, yes.
Ken is a man among men. He is a car mechanic. He's a preacher.
Fire marshal.
Yeah, he's fire marshal. He's an EMT. Let's see what else. He's a mayor.
Self-appointed mayor of Loxley, and probably one of the most rabid, craziest wrestling fans I've ever met.
Oh my gosh! The guy comes with like mohawks and mask and
big sunglasses and.
You know what I would say, man, he looks like a older gargoyle. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see that.
But anyway, I think personally, man, with us we have some of the best sponsors out there. Okay, yes. We have some of the best fans out there, and I also just want to say this, fans. If you love us, if you hate us, Bobby Doll and Wade Garrett are the hottest thing going today. Plain and simple. We are money in the bank. We are going to take Planet Wrestling to new heights. And not putting over any other wrestling company. We are going to surpass every other wrestling company that there is.
We're going to set the bar and surpass it.
You know what? The bar can't even be set. I mean, it just so much brutality, so much action. It is a family show with a lot of violence. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to put it.
It's like Milton on a Saturday night.
I love it. Anyway, so yet, you know what?
Monica Adams says Wade Garrett sucks. I just want to point that out.
I can't go there. Poor Monica. You know what? She's home eating chicken right now. I mean, that's. I just feel so sorry for her. You know, she can't leave the house. She's just eating chicken.
Okay.
Eating drumsticks. Picking her teeth with the bones.
Wow. You're really on tonight, aren't you? All right, I want to remind fans one more time, May 26th, Saturday night, Loxley, Alabama at the Loxley Civic Center.
2 weeks away.
A mere short 2 weeks away. Planet Wrestling invades Loxley again, bigger and better than ever.
Come and see the mystery opponent go down in flames.
I want to remind that you're going to want to see this. I can't disclose who it is. You're going to want to see it, trust me.
So yet you know who it is?
I do know who it is.
You do?
Yes.
So, who is it?
I cannot reveal the identity of this wrestler. We're getting emotions.
Yeah, well, so what you're telling me is that, you know, what you're sitting here, and yet you know who it is, but you're not going to tell me who it is.
Well, you don't need to know. I mean, you've got Wade Garrett and the Heart Punch.
Well, I don't care about that. What I'm telling you is that you know who it is, but you're not going to tell me who it is.
I can either confirm or deny who it is.
Look, you know what? I don't care, man, about this. I can either confirm or deny. You know who it is, but you're refusing to tell me who it is.
I have strict orders from Elliot Wiggins and Chief Ironclaw not to disclose the information to you.
Fans, I'll tell you what. We are going to come right back. Fans, we'll see you in 2 weeks in Loxley, Alabama, May 26th. Be there, and I'm going to tell you what, if you don't tell me who it is, then I will definitely do that again to you. Fans, we'll see you there.